Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of the podcast. My host, El Chippy, myself, and my co-host, Avenge Wolf.
Hey guys.
So we're gonna get right into it about clout chasing on Twitter, and how it affects other people, how it can be bad, chasing it, being a leech, etc., etc. These are our opinions. It's up to you guys to understand them, not us. So good luck. Good luck in this podcast because we're all over the place. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. We're still learning, and we hope you guys enjoy our lovely voices and now our faces. But yeah. Um,
So I know we had branding, we had clout, we had talking about gifters because I know that's a big topic and things like that. But there's some things that I saw this week on Twitter itself that I kind of wanted to cover, and that's kind of what I'm loving about this podcast. Is like, yeah, we can make a script, we can plan some things out to talk about, but then things happen, and you know what, we need to talk about it then and there. So guys, streamer Twitter. um when you're posting about your views constantly either being low or non-existent, it's kind of a turn off for new people. I don't get me wrong, you're going to get like a what do you call it, like a sympathy vote, so people are going to come check you out. But here's my thing, I literally seen a post that said I've only had a few people stop by. And I was like, that's kind of a weird. And they had sad emojis, blah, blah, blah. So I go and check the stream out, and there's people in there chatting, just a few people, which is fine. I'm used to just a few people. I have two or three at a time, and that's fine. That's where I'm happy. You know what I mean? Somebody's interacting with me. But I digress. But I saw this, and I go and I check the stream out, and you know what that makes me think? That you're not appreciative of that time or those people are spending on you. And that just was a turn off for me. So guys, what you do on Twitter can be your greatest ally or your worst enemy. And that's where that negativity comes in. And I just had to say that I've seen it this week. I'm not sure if Chippy had seen any of it, but that was what's been bugging me all week. I talked to a few people. I don't like it. I don't care for it. There's just try to keep. I'm not trying to say fake positivity, but try to talk highly. And like when you go, hey, I had three people in my chat and they were all talking to me. Be proud of that, because that's three people that gave their time to you.
and we're not really saying that like talking about sub goals is bad or anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's more of like when it's constant and you guys are clearly baiting others and trying to make others feel bad, just to give you money. Give me that money. That is one of the worst things that has accumulated on Kick in the last year. Is it's always about this money, money this, money that. When really, if you make good content, you're gonna get the support. I don't care who you are. If you just make good content, you're gonna accumulate the money. Clearly, it's really just common sense in the whole like baiting people on Twitter in terms of money, in terms of gifts. It's coming to the point where it's just gross now. I,
Mm-hmm.
I
It's
really don't know what else to say about that. It's just gross, and we need to do better as streamers and stop chasing the bag like that. Like there's different ways of doing it, but making people feel bad that you're not in their stream, you're not gifting them, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. d- does that make good content? Does that make who you are? Like what are you after? And like what are you really after? And that's the whole really the point we're talking about this is that it keeps happening. These small streamers or medium sized streamers, even the big streamers tend to do this, and it's just ugly. Not something I want to be around personally. Uh, and others probably have the same opinion, and that's why you don't see them in your streams. You don't see them
Mhm.
gifting to you, and gifts aren't guaranteed. It's like a tip. You're like a fucking waitress. I don't have to tip you. I mean, I should, but I don't have to. If you do your job right and you're fucking entertaining and I'm a fan of you, you're going to see it. You're going to see it. Wholeheartedly, you're going to see it. And half the time, you do not have to gift. You do not have to. Just being in chat is the greatest thing. At least to me, it's the greatest thing in the world. Seeing you
I feel the
guys'
same.
faces there.
I feel the same. Yeah, having people in the chat means more than me. I'm honestly, I'm still at the point where I get weird where somebody gives me a sub. I'm still at that, like, it's, I don't know. It's just it's a whole new
It,
thought process to me. It's awkward still because like I don't think I can thank you enough, because you know what I mean. It's, yeah, you can, everybody can be like, oh, it's $5. Yeah, that's $5 they didn't have to give me, and it's weird. It's awkward. It's, I don't know how to. I don't feel like that's just me. I don't feel like I'm entertaining enough at times to
Oh,
deserve
it
anything
happens to
like
all
that.
of us. It happens to
Yeah.
all of us, and it's you know, like a lot of people ask me like, "Oh, why don't you have this reaction or that reaction?" It's like I internally I'm just like in shock that I'm in a position where I'm in already, and it's not that I don't care, it's that it's more of reality hasn't set in for me, and I don't understand how to react to certain things.
Well, it's like, you see some streamers, they have big reactions and stuff. That's just because, I'm not saying they've gotten used to it, but they've practiced and they've been able to, when they see it, they react. And I don't care if it's 1, 5, 10, 20, or 100, they react. They know how to react and it gets you excited and things like that. Like, I haven't figured out that yet, and that's just me because of the shell shock. Um, I think I just get nervous, and when I see it, like, I don't know how. And also, I have my sounds turned up stupidly high, and now I got studio headphones. So, like, if you hit me with a blurb, it scares the piss out of me, and if I hit the hype train, it is stupidly loud, and my neck locks up, and I will shrink and try to fight everything. So, like, when you work through that, and then you try to get back to the reaction, like, I just sometimes slip out a cuss word because it scares the hell out of me. And
And
it's
you know that's
fun.
totally
Fun.
fine, and like it's all about growing who you are and growing as a person, and half time like 10 out of the 9 times or 9 out of the 10 times it's it's okay not to have a crazy reaction. It
Yeah.
literally it's more genuine to have one of our reactions. It's like what the fuck, that's a lot of money, you know, even like a 5 bomb, that's a lot of money. And
Yeah, yeah. That's
you
a that's a date night going out the window. You're
yeah.
not going to eat a meal or now, or you chose a quick restaurant to meet. You know what I mean? It's weird, and that's why I like that reactions. I try to be wholesome with it and things like that, and everybody should try to be wholesome and try to be appreciative. Not like I've been in streams where people's gotten a 5 bomb and they're like, yeah, well, we're almost at 10, and I'm like, what?
It-
Fucker, be
It's like
happy you got
give me
5.
that fucking money now, man.
Yeah, and
I
it
know you
becomes
sent me a
expected.
5, but you could give me another 5.
Yeah, it becomes expected, and I'm glad we're getting towards the negative part and everything, because it kind of starting to roll into what we want to talk about mainly. So branding is a big thing when you walk into content creation. Before you start pushing to grow a community and all that, like, sit down and make sure that you are the brand you want to be. And I don't mean whatever your name is or whatever little logo. Like, you are the brand. I don't care. At the end of the day, you can call yourself whatever you want. But you are the brand, how you act, how you talk. So what are you aiming for? You know what I mean? Are you aiming for this edgy character? Are you aiming for the wholesome guy? What is your brand? And then understanding who you want to work with in the future. Like, you can't be some degenerate name and act up and fight people and then want to be a part of the Good Samaritan Club. It's just not happening, you know.
I mean, I think
Um,
there's like a point where it makes sense. Like you can have edgy content to a point in where it can make sense. It just depending if you know how to cut the line, in the sense of like, yeah, this is my niche. It's who I am on stream or in a certain video category, long form content. This is what I do on that
yeah.
end. And then you can have then like if you're totally different on like a podcast or a talk show or something like like even like you're streaming separated from long form, if it's
Mhm.
different, if it like and you do it correctly, it can look beautiful. It doesn't like being a degenerate or whatever uh, doesn't have to define you in the sense like I mean we're perfect examples. You know, we're degenerates on Twitter, but at the same time we know how to speak and react like on streams or even here with this, and that's mainly why we're doing this to help us let out things that we really want to talk about, but it's hard to do on stream because drama related like topics per se are just a bad way to bring a community together on stream wise. In my opinion, I feel like it brings like a the wrong type of crowd around you per
It's not the
se.
right environment, not the right time. You got a lot of live things going on, and if somebody doesn't process what you say correctly, at least with the podcast, you could kind
Yeah,
of
we
go
can
back
fucking
and watch
delete
and
this
things
if we
like
have
that.
to. We say the wrong thing. We can bleep
Yeah,
something out. We don't have like You
Or if you
know,
say something and you don't mean it that way,
yeah,
like like words, words are hard. We're on stream and you should see us trying to read. It's bad.
I like
It's bad.
my biggest excuse is I can't read. It's not that I can't read; it's that I can't read chat that fast because it's I'm trying to do a million other things at once, and that my brain works like, well, chat matters, but it doesn't matter to the point if I fuck up the reading. That's entertainment for you guys. That's like a niche, and a lot of people don't know how to do that. And like these little things where you can do as a creator to help your branding. Uh, and build a brand around yourself is probably the biggest thing. Best example is this podcast and my merch store the way I branded it around me in a sense of like it doesn't define who I am. It defines who you guys are as a community and how I portray it and how I am able to like let you know who I am. As much silliness as I do on stream, there's a seriousness behind it, and there's a human being, and that in that sense, the fish tank, merch store gives you a better insight, especially with this podcast now that I really have been wanting to do this for months now. It to give you guys an in depth feel of like who I am. It was just so hard to decide who to pick, and Wolf and Wolf's been watching me for a while. Let's just put it that way. He's been around me for a while. It was just took the right moment, the right time, for us to actually talk to each other and get to know each other. And frankly, I think one of the best friendships I have on this platform, someone I can trust, and that is hard to say in this fucking space. Uh, let's just say I've had a rough history with people. Go to fishtankmerch.com. Go check out that hoodie called "Fuck That Guy Named Joey." Go buy it now. Use code FishTank at checkout. Get free shipping. A little plug right there.
The shameless plug. I love it.
Fucking cheers to
And
that.
I cheers to that, and I appreciate you hyping me up, man. It's been a good one. I'm telling you. Just something about coming into the fish tank, and you just get drug into this, and it just things happen quick, and it's been fun. I've got to learn a lot. Building your Discord, and understanding things like that, and obviously, stepping into the head mod role, which really, it's just the title. It don't mean nothing.
Well, oh yeah,
I get
everyone.
to
This is
chat
my
with
head
everybody.
mod. This is my head
Hi.
mod now. I didn't really have one. I said, I'd mess around with Cause and say, "Oh, you're head mod today," and he'd be like, "Oh yes," and it is just one of those things. Is like my mod team is totally different
It's
from others. It is
They are different walks of life. They're different sets of people. I
it.
mean, shit. We
So
have a VTuber. We have very withdrawn people. We have very outspoken people. We have a little ginger beard guy. He's adorable. I love him.
So I think the biggest thing, like about not to get off topic or anything about like the mod team, is they're not the people who you think would get along with each other, at
It's
all.
because they're different, though. That's why it works. And people, you need to understand that you need different folks on your team. You don't need six of the same people. Six of the same people are going to fight because they all want their way.
They're all the same
That's what's
hype
going to
man. You
happen.
you don't
Yeah.
you don't want a hype man around you. You want people that are loyal to you, that want to be your friend, that want to see you grow, and they want to learn. And that's my biggest thing is like I'm not selfish. I want you guys like as like whoever's close to me, I want to see you grow. I want to see you be successful. That's the other thing is you streamers or you guys in content creation don't understand that your closest people, if they grow, you grow. It like look at Mr. Beast. Best example. I always say this. Look at Mr. I had an alert that went off. Sorry about that, guys. I had a alert go off on my OBS. It blamed tequila and
Oh, you got to
apparently
follow
yeah,
offline
I got to
follows.
follow offline. Let's go. We're still working around like the audio stuff, so give us a break. Don't crucify us. Don't put us on the news. Don't hang us over a bridge and say, "Well, if you're a witch,
No, I mean
you
realistically, you're
you'll
gonna
live."
get the realistic stuff here. You're gonna get the mess ups. You're gonna get the off script stuff. Like we're going on tangents, but anyways, so revert back a little bit. So we were talking about branding. Branding It's very key to this, and branding is you. You are the brand, regardless what your Twitter handle is, what your kick name is, your Twitch name, your live space, Rumble, whatever. You are the brand. I don't care. I'm not gonna be like, oh, so and so's name. I'm gonna be like that person. I'm looking at you. I'm thinking of you. Your brand matters, and it depends on the crowd you want and everything like that. So now that we've kind of went over branding and things like that, that's where we kind of can roll into clout chasing. And what is it? What is clout chasing? It's kind of like it's doing things to get people to it's baiting and it's doing all this dumb stuff.
I don't
There's
think.
good clout chasing at the same time, but there's a lot of the
Yeah, yeah.
bad that we see. We see the bad. There is good. I mean, there is good. Chippy can attest. There is good. Like, we've both had Drama Alert throw us up there and pick at us because I laid naked under Chippy's banner and
Shout
Chippy
out to
got an ass
Olivia.
tattoo.
We love
Yeah.
you from Drama Alert. We love you, girl. Keep doing great things. Shout out to Keemstar. Doing great.
I like Olivia. I've never interacted with Keemstar, but Olivia is the greatest bully I've ever met in my life, and I appreciate her very much.
Yeah. So like the bad clout chasing is, I think we sort of talked about it in briefly in the branding aspect or Twitter.
Yeah,
Uh,
we hit around it.
it's one of those things where if you bait tweet, do it correctly. Don't make people feel bad. Don't force them to gift you. It's so ugly. We can see it. Like you're basically making a tweet. Uh, here's a good example. Like I know a lot of us do it, but a lot of people don't follow through with it. Is they'll post a like screenshot of like a big sub bomb, and be frankly, it's these people, they're only gifting to their friends. They're only gifting to people close to them, and they're gifting back to each other. We've seen prime examples of this or in the early days of Kick where they would pass around $500 back and forth to each other. Uh, if you guys know these situations, you know it's ugly. It's I would like to say it's like false advertisement because you're getting these streamers that aren't really familiar with the space, clicking on it, thinking, "Oh, wow, this is cool. This guy is showing love. Love. I wouldn't call it love, but a lot of people portray it as love with money, and money is love, which is totally wrong and ugly in my opinion. That's just totally my opinion. It whether you agree with it or not, it is ugly, and we've all been guilty of those type of bait tweets. But it's the understanding of learning and growing to stop doing those and letting yourself grow organically. Yeah, it's okay to do like giveaways and stuff, but don't bait someone in terms of like, I'm gonna drop 100 bomb on you. If you like, follow, blah blah blah, but you never follow through with it. You never do anything with it or lead up to it. If you are, great. If you don't, that's like what you're just farming tweets
Yeah.
to get a reaction.
Well, and then there's that type of clout. Then there's people who will literally just jump and all they do is try to coattail off of like bigger streamers.
Oh
Like
yeah, or like
they don't really
yeah,
mess with
yeah,
them. They're
yeah.
just trying to get that notoriety. Like they'll go on their stream and realistically, you're trying to buy. But what happens is you either do some crazy stuff, you throw in stuff in their giveaways, or you again you drop massive amounts of subs on them, and you're only doing that to get that attention back. You're only hurting yourself in the end. That is bad clout. I don't care how you want to look at it. Yeah, I get your supporting the big guy, but if you're doing it to get something back, you're doing it wrong. You're doing it for no reason. Now, if you generally support, I don't care how big they are. If you generally support them and you think they're amazing, go ahead, do what you got to do. But don't do it in the hopes to get something back, followers, other subs, them to start sharing you and bringing you into the crowd, like, because you're buying your way in. This ain't a VIP club, you know what I mean? Be genuine and
And
make
we've
connect.
seen so many streamers
Mhm.
fail at this too, and like they start going down the spiral path. Like why is this not working? Why
Well,
is this?
that money runs out a
Yeah,
lot faster than it does you getting into the cool kids club. That money's gonna drain quick.
I'm gonna be real with you guys. The Cool Kids Club doesn't exist.
The
Like,
Cool Kids Club is your community
yeah,
that you build. I don't
yeah.
care what you do. I don't care who you are. Your Cool Kids Club is whoever you have close to you. And when you have genuine connections and genuine friendships, that's the damn Cool Kids Club. Don't care.
That so I always thought it was funny when like, oh, we're not part of the cool kids club, you know, and like, what? Who's the cool kids club? You think they're cooler than you? You don't think
And
your
it's the
community's
court of
cool?
the public opinion.
Like
Yeah.
what? I'm
Yeah.
confused here. Like, do you think you're not better than them? Like, you should. You should think you are better than the cool kids. But there is no cool kids. You are yourself. You are your own brand. You are everything else. So why are you comparing yourself to other people and other brands per se?
I got you. And I'm gonna go ahead and stop you before your words get twisted. I don't think I'm better than anybody.
No, no, no.
I
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
think
yeah. We're not.
yeah.
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying in
But
general.
if there is a fake group of people, and you guys know what I'm talking about, there's a fake group of people, and they're using all the little techniques to get these new guys in who don't know what's going on with streaming, and they're building up and they're putting on the fake circus for them to get hyped up into it. You don't want to be a part of that. You want to be real. You want to be genuine.
And
Um,
so like I've been there. You know, I wouldn't say I've done that, but I've been there in the sense of like, oh, this helps build a following. Let
oh,
me.
we've all fallen for it. When I first got into
Yeah.
streaming, I thought like I even thought like I was not even going to be able to do this because I take care of my sister, got kids in the farm and all that. But like when I first got into it back in August of last year, I, I saw Kick and it was the money going around. I was like, I can't afford this. I was like, there's no way I'm paying for all this. And then finally, I obviously thank goodness I met a bunch of cool people and I saw the better and I started understanding this and getting the hang of it and I realized that that's fake
I
and it's
think I
not
think the
real.
best way to describe it, like the fakeness, is fake marketing, fake
Yeah,
advertisement.
there's
There
just as
is
bad as
real
those Facebook
people.
ads.
There is real situations where people do follow through with this stuff. We're not saying everyone does it. We're not saying like, fucking witch hunt this guy because they're doing so and so. This is just to make awareness for you guys as new coming streamers to Kick or Twitch or any platform you're on. You need to understand there are bait tweets. You see the tweets saying, hey, like this to get this, et cetera, et cetera. When half the time these people don't even follow through and it's just there to get a fucking impression so they can build their Twitter algorithm. It's really simple. And I'm guilty of this. You know, I'm not saying I'm not. And from me coming out and saying this to you guys, that should be a very clear understanding of how the Twitter space works, how like social media works. If I can get an impression from you, I don't care.
I mean, I will give it. I will hold on. I will before you start going in on yourself about your impression from it. He does follow through with the if he says he's going to gift or give a hoodie away, things like that. He does follow through.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Wolf can testimony to that. He has one from me.
Before I got into the fish tank really full on, I've won a hoodie off of him and stuff like that, and I've watched him give subs. If you're gonna get people up like that, don't get me wrong. Now again, there's two sides of this, right? You got to look at it both ways. People on Twitter, stop going on Twitter expecting handouts. It's not there.
Oh,
If
that's the
somebody's
biggest
offering
thing.
money, like it gets sick. Like it messes with your mental because you're not getting money handed to you all the time. People who are making said posts either follow through it or shut the hell up. You know what I mean? Don't sit there and say you're going to do it and then go give somebody that you've known or a fake account or it's technically yourself. Stop. You messing with people, but there's two sides. You have to look at it because we're adults. There's accountability.
Yeah, it's like I'm not trying to build like a dig my own grave, but it's just so people are clear of both sides and how it
Well, it'd
affects
be easy
everyone.
to
Really, it's
it'd
being
be
transparent, and
easy.
I think I'm like one of the biggest advocates for transparency. Like
Hmm.
I I tell people I make bait tweets. I tell them even on stream. I'm like, yeah, it's a bait tweet. It's
Well, I
your
mean,
fault if you fall for
it's
it.
easy for us to sit here and talk about bait tweets, and then you not mention that you're a part of
Yeah,
that. But
yeah,
you
like
but you follow through. But you are a bait tweeter, and then all of a sudden they take the words that we say in this, and they're like, "Well, I mean, Chippy's and we
so
don't need
so
that."
I think it's more of like people assume things. With me at least, people assume I
Yeah,
mean this, but really it's a no context tweet uh half the time. So the biggest thing, April Fool's Day, I made I made a promotion video for my new sponsor partner with OBS Bot. They wanted me to prank the internet essentially, and it took me a while to figure out like how the fuck am I gonna prank these guys? You know, because I do bait tweet, I do all these things, but the one thing I knew I don't joke about is what I had to use. And so what I did is we have, I think I said, we have a little surprise for you or something, and I just put an emo. That's all I did in a picture with me and my girl. And if you did not watch the video, of course you're gonna get tricked. Of course it's gonna fuck with you. But as soon as you watch the video, you already know it's a fucking script. It's gonna take you down a whirlwind of like, oh fuck, I got pranked, and that was the beauty of it. If you got butthurt, you probably don't watch my content to realize that, and you're not a
I'm
part of
glad
my
you said that.
community, so like
I'm
it
I'm
wasn't
I'm
for
really
you.
glad you said that because watch videos all the way through and form your opinion. If you see something and there's 100 people under it pissed off, watch it, listen, read it, whatever, and form your own opinion. Don't jump on the hate crowd because how many times have I seen people not watch a video all the way through or not even understand what's going on in the situation and they form this cheap opinion because everybody else has said opinion and then they go on this damn spiral and hate train and I'm like, you look like an idiot because you don't know what's going on. Same with his prank video. Like, if you didn't watch it and all of a sudden you're going, congratulations on the kid, like you know what I mean? Like, you make an ass out of yourself. Again, to assume makes an ass out of you and me.
Yeah.
So
So,
don't do that.
and that's like my biggest pet peeve is people assuming things. You, you you really dig yourself a grave and not myself when you do that, and you not watching like we're using that as an example. You see the tweet, it has a link to a video. You don't click the video, but you just look at the picture and a couple words and you assume that's your own fault at the end of the day. I don't care who you are, especially if you're someone who doesn't watch me and doesn't understand my content, then maybe learn who I am if you actually want to know. But don't assume things. Don't assume things from anyone, for that matter, because you could get a genuine friendship out of it. You could be a fucking fan of that person. I think how the world works nowadays is gross, ugly, etc., etc. I can say this a million times. It's just one of those things. Is assuming. Can't stop doing that. Learn about the person, then assume. See all sides of the story. Like finish the video. I'm not saying go watch the video right now and click it. Heck, half of you already clicked off this podcast for now. Uh, I'm kidding, but I hope you didn't. Keep watching it. Bring up our algorithm. Thanks, guys. Make sure you subscribe, whatever you want to call it. Like the video, leave a comment.
Actually, I'm glad you said that. If we say something that you don't agree with, listen to this all the way and give us your feedback. Give us your opinion. This is an open topic. This is conversations. I need to see your perspective just as much as I want you to see my perspective. There's no one right answer. It's at the end of the day, we're just two people having a conversation, and we're going to let you guys kind of chime in, through the comments. We're on Twitter. Anyway, any shape or form, like that's what this is about. This isn't us sitting here telling you, "Oh, we're right, we're right." I'm not. We're not. Maybe I sound like an ass talking. I don't know. Maybe I said something wrong and you don't agree with, or I'm just dumb and you don't want to hear my opinion. But then you just give me yours. Like, okay, if I'm wrong in your eyes, why am I wrong? Explain it to me. That's what I love to hear. I
And
will
we're
look
we're
outside the
listening
box.
too, guys. We're 100% listening. We're being transparent about everything. Like these conversations we're having right now are conversations we had offline already. We've talked about this stuff numerous times. We'll see a tweet, we'll see something on Twitter, we're just like, what the fuck, man? What are you guys doing? And
Yeah.
like we want to see you grow, we want to see you succeed in the space, but you guys are shooting yourself in the damn foot, and we're just like, God damn, I wish I could help him, but God damn, he won't listen to me either. It's so
Get
frustrating.
it
Like
in there.
I've seen it so many times over the years that these streamers, content creators, mainly I don't even want to call them just streamers because you guys are content creators. If you post it on any other social media, you guys are labeled as content creators, whether you like that term or not. It's just so disappointing seeing a lot of like good talent just shoot themselves in the foot. And
Or when you go like a few weeks and you're on a high and you're doing great, and then this is because it's streaming, it's content creating. You're gonna have a low period. You're
oh
gonna have a
yeah,
bad day because Well, like when Kick was having its issues, like with the chat, it kind of kicks you. Like, do you really want to stream because people can't chat? And of course, Chippy had a workaround. Created a special spot in his Discord for people to chat. He had his Discord pulled up, so he still had a chat. It just wasn't Kick chat. Hey, workarounds, baby. But like when your internet crashes and and you have a good crowd and then you lose it and you come back and you can't get everybody back because they've moved on because we all have the attention span of a squirrel. Um, Things happen and you're gonna have a bad day, you're gonna have a bad week, you're gonna have a bad month. And it's just that it's like it's not the good moments that define you, it's the bad moments. It's when your streaming numbers are low or it's your sub that month was low, whatever it may be, and how you react. I've seen people freaking spiral. They come up on this high. They've had their best month ever. And you know what I mean? Like, there's either one way you're going. You're either going to continue to go up or you're going down. And when you're in a smaller community, it's hard to go above what you just hit. Like, you hit a high, and then you're gonna trinkle a little bit. And that's where it's up to you to figure out how to maintain and kind of keep that steadiness. But I guarantee you're not going as low as you were before. You're gonna hit a plateau, and you're gonna kind of filter out, and then you're gonna figure out how to build back up. But it's that drop. When you see it, you'll see it in their numbers if you had a stream chart, whatever. And you see these folks spiral a little bit, and then all of a sudden they make it worse because they get negative. They go to Twitter and they vent, which be open, be real. I'll tell you, I have bad mental days. I have days that I just feel like shit. I mean, I posted the other day that it felt like a fuck you or fuck off day or whatever, or go fuck yourself day. I pissed off at everybody that fucking breathed or talked at me. Don't know why. I couldn't tell you why. I have days like that, but I'm not ever going to get on here and go to Twitter and be like, well, I had 30 viewers for 2 weeks in a row and now I can't get 10. What happened to support? I'm not going to do that. That's fucking no. That runs everybody off.
I think so, like, to translate that in a better sense, like a short version of that, what you
Yeah.
post on Twitter, if it's negative, it's gonna
Yes.
hurt your brand. It's gonna hurt who you are. People do not want to see negativity. Yeah, I get it. You want to vent, but Twitter is not the place to vent. It is not the place to do all that. That's why, me personally, I try my best to never post anything negatively, even if I want to so bad to vent out. That's why I have this fucking podcast. That's why I
You
have this. So I can
you
vent that,
you
so I
have
can
this.
talk about things. So it I also don't deal with the mental aspect of things like other people deal with, and like I can get it. It can be hard. I get this space is hard, but at the same time, you need to understand sometimes this space isn't for everyone, and it's a
Yes.
dog eat dog world, and it's super hard to mature in this field, to continue things
Well,
for
it's
yourself.
understanding everything and being okay. Like if you're gonna come into this space, and we're not talking mental health. I'm not going on that subject because it's not my area. I have my own problems, and those are my problems to deal with. And I don't want to talk about anybody
Yeah,
else's.
if
I
you
don't
have
want
mental health issues, go
to get
seek a
help.
therapist
Yeah,
or something. We're not the right
get
people for
help.
that.
I'm not gonna help you. I might make it worse. But what I'm saying is like with me is I have people that I can talk to. Get somebody that you trust and can talk to before you make a emotional tweet. If you
Mhm.
get upset or you don't like a situation, talk to somebody before you go straight in with emotions, because what's emotions is going to do is cause you to say something stupid and it's going to get your ass in trouble. And everybody can call cancel culture whatever. If you push a boundary that you shouldn't push in this space, people will shut you down. And that's as far as I'm going to go with that. So make sure you have somebody you can talk to, whether it be a friend, family member, whatever, because this space will eat you. And when I have my mental days, it ain't even streaming, it ain't even Twitter, it ain't even the space. It's like real life that hits me. Like that's mine. So why would I go to Twitter and post about IRL stuff that's bothering me? I'm not. It's not y'all's business. It's my problem to handle. And the same is with you. If you see something on Twitter you don't like, there's a plethora of options. Make sure you're not following that person. Mute said person. Block said person. Talk to somebody before you make a comment.
I think that's
That
the
will keep
biggest thing.
you
Like
out of hot water.
people don't want to like block or mute someone. It's like, why? It's your space to do whatever you want. If it's bugging you and like you can't handle like someone saying something, just mute them, block them. Like, you don't have to like angrily tweet at them because it's just gonna start more bad PR for yourself. And I get there's gonna be like, I don't care about this, I don't care about that. Then why are you in this fucking space, bro? Why are you here? Why are you in this space if you don't care? There's the
That's
door.
a big point.
Fucking
That's
leave,
a big
bro.
point. You brought that up. When people say, I don't care, but then they continue to make comments and they allow whatever it is that they don't care about, okay? And they allow it to continue to take from them and take their energy, their time, and their mind. You kind of care. If you continue to talk about it, you care, whether you want to act tough or not. If it's stuck on your mind, if you can't stop talking about it, you care. You know what I mean? I've seen so many things that I'm like, oh, and then I just continue on my day because it doesn't take away from me. It doesn't do anything for me. It's not my business. So, like, I keep my eye on things. Like, uh, a part of being in this streamer space is understanding when drama's going on, understanding what's going on to a point, so that way you can safeguard yourself.
Hmm.
I don't mean you got to go interject yourself and be part of the drama, but just understand who all it's affecting and kind of where it's going, and then safeguard yourself so you're not involved in it because you don't want to be involved in it. There's no point in being involved in it.
Yeah, that's we see it every day too. And it's like, God damn, I just wish they would just listen, you know? I just wish. But again, like they don't have to listen and they can just dig their own grave. They can shoot themselves in the foot. Um but again, if you don't care, why are you here? I really don't understand that whole philosophy around of like, oh, I don't care. I don't care about my streaming career. I just stream to stream. Then you clearly care about something. You care about getting attention at some point.
Well, there has to be a why behind it. Like, again, I like, my thought isn't content creator for life, or not for life, but I mean, like, as a career and doing this stuff. That's not my goal in all this. My goal was to network. That's what I care about.
Mhm.
My goal was to meet people and to be able to do stuff like this and express myself, grow differently, because this builds my confidence. And I'm telling you, I take this stuff into real life with me. Like, these conversations we have, it helps me at work because I talk to a lot of people. I talk to vendors. I talk to customers. I talk to I work with a group that works with BMW, so I have to speak with a lot of BMW folks, and they're all from Germany. And I promise you, I have to be very professional with them, and this helps me maintain that. So that's my goal. Like, as far as like being the huge guy and getting all the subby wubbies and stuff like that, I don't care about that. Like, that's why I wanted to separate myself, and I do something that you actually taught me, Chippy. My quality standards and my stream standards are up here, but my expectations for the turnout of what I make is down here, because I'm not going to hold myself and think you guys, if you put your expectations above your standards, you're going to fail, because you're going to expect everybody to give you stuff, expect everybody to be there, and then when it doesn't happen, you're going to
That's
self implode.
I think that's the biggest thing is for myself, and I'm glad it helps you. And you
It
took
does.
that
It does.
advice. Expectations. My expectations are like the bottom line, bottom of the barrel. But my quality of content, I try to keep above if like a million people are watching me. If a million people are tuning in, a million people are clicking on my page. I want to bring the best content I can. I don't care if I have one viewer or 1,000. It but expectations at the bottom of the barrel because you don't know what's going to happen. Everyone has a life. Your viewers have a life. The people that care about you have a life outside of this place. And if they can't show up one day, that's okay. There's always tomorrow. Tomorrow could be a greener, brighter day for you. It just depends if you want to look through the window or not. Um, it,
That's why I want to just circle back and
yeah.
just say this before we get into the big topic of the gifters. I really want to hit that hard because there's so much to go on that. Twitter, stop being negative. Find a happy medium. Be real, but don't, and not fake, but don't overdo it and run people off. And appreciate every single person that gives you a second of their time in the day, because once that time is gone in their life, they don't get it back and they spend it on you. That's how appreciative you should be. When you sit and complain about viewers, you get so caught up in what you don't have, you're not appreciate what you do have, and it's very upsetting. But we'll slide into gifters because this is a hot topic. It gets nasty. We've all seen it. A thing that me and Chippy talked about. It's very key
I
when we
think
start
we're
seeing.
having some technical difficulties with what's internet right now. He looks like a robot, sounds like a
Yeah,
robot.
is
Um,
it?
we're give it a minute. Where We're trying to see what
Oh my god, I swear to God with this. Am I good now?
you are frozen currently.
I wonder why.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, it's like it like cut out. It completely cut out.
Am I good on
I think you're good now. I think
maybe? My
maybe.
camera looks like shit now.
Yeah. I mean, I have it small now, but like you look fine on my end in terms of being small.
I
That
don't
was
know, it's
weird.
like
Did
feeding
you
through.
are you like downloading porn? What are you
I
doing, dude?
literally, well, I might be, I don't know. No, I just have Discord open.
Huh.
Yeah. We'll check. All right, we good?
We're good now. Back to the show.
Okay.
Back to the show.
Anyways,
So many
where was
tangents.
we? Big gifters. Like
Yes,
we're
big
getting on this, and
gifters.
this is the thing that me and Chippy had a conversation about. We got to stop labeling folks big gifters because I think you dehumanize them. You make them about their wallet. Like when you're talking about them, and you're talking about the people who pocket watch, chase them, leeches, and doing all the stupid stuff that they're doing to get people to give them money. Um, but you're also hurting said big gifter. There's big gifters out there that are actually just genuine people who,
They just want to
hey,
see you win. They just really
yes,
want to see you
yes,
win. That
and they had a stroke of luck in this world, and they're very smart, and they made a lot of money. And if they want to spend that money on whoever, it shouldn't matter. Now, I do get tired of seeing certain folks who tag along, should I say, trying to get said money, and they're only doing it for the money, and then it's gross. And what you do to these people who are very generous with their money is either there's two things that's going to happen. Either they're not used to said attention and they're going to buy into it, and then they're going to be feeding these leeches that don't care about them. And then as soon as you're like, hey, I got to back off for a little while and I got to focus on me, the leeches are going to fall off because there's no more blood to suck. But you also break their trust, and there's no trust. They can't trust anybody. And then you get this toxic environment because you got all these guys who, if they want to gift, they can gift. That is their right. It's their money. It's the American
I
way, right?
can testify that these big gifters, whatever you want to call them, these people that support others, right? At the end of the day, that's what it is. It doesn't matter if it's $100 or $10,000. At the end of the day, everything, any type of money sent to you is a gift.
Mm-hmm.
But to tie into that, like these gifters per se, yourself included, you know, if anyone gives, most of the time the ones that have a deep wallet are not fucking stupid. They know what you're doing, and you wonder why they don't come around you. That's a prime example because they see what you're trying to do, and it is absolutely ugly. It is absolutely unprofessional of you as a person, and I don't, unless it's against, if it doesn't affect your morals per se, then that's on you, and we see it. You know, my mod team sort of pokes fun at it half the time on Twitter, which is, you know,
Mm-hmm.
hilarious. Whether you guys think it's funny or not, but that's the truth of things, is that it happens, and really, you all just need to fucking stop doing it, uh, because you're not gonna pull in the income you think you will by just tweeting at someone who gifts a big part of their income to you, and that goes back to fucking baiting people. Like you're not gonna get anywhere in life if you're just gonna trick or try to trick gifters or try to trick the internet in thinking you're something else that you're not. Um, the whole ideology around like the only reason I know this is because I've talked to a few of these gifters that have a per se wallet, right? They have a deep pocket of cash. They're the most humble people that I've met half the time. You know,
Mm-hmm.
there are dickheads out there that are just doing it for clout, right? There are those people, but at the same time, these people. Like I don't even want to say these people. You know, it's so like
Well,
dehumanizing.
we're segregating them.
Yeah,
We're putting
it's
them
like
in a bracket where we're not seeing them as a human. We're seeing them as their wallet, and it's so fucked up. And I'm guilty of it. And I'm glad we had the conversation and we talked about it because like they're just people who how they spend their money, whether you think it's right, wrong, dumb as shit or whatever. It's
it's their
their
money.
money.
Yeah, it's
I
literally
don't,
their
you know.
money. And
Uh,
if they give to you, that's on them. And I think you guys need to respect that, and a lot of people just don't. And that brings it back to the circle of baiting people on Twitter. Like half of these people you think are big gifters are just gifting to their friends half the time. They're just
Well, and it's that, and it's like stop, like sit back and have they ever been to your stream? Probably not. Have you interacted with them on Twitter? Maybe a few times, but don't tag them in your fucking going live post. That is to me,
every day.
you just paint dumbass on your forehead to me because I see it and I don't like that. Like because then you're just saying I want you for your money. That's what it says. You want to look outside the box. Perception's reality. I know a lot of people see it that way. I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of people. Um, when you tag a big gifter and they don't naturally come to your stream all the time, it's grotesque.
Or don't
It
even know who
really is.
you are, and
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
tagging them. Like, let's use a great example. Our great friend Nacho Zombie. If you guys are in his DMs, we've seen it. If you're tagging him on Twitter, we see it, and we definitely know you're not his friend. We definitely know he doesn't support you. Whether you want to take that as an insult or not, that's the truth of things. Uh, we see things. The only reason I'm bringing up him is because I know he doesn't care if I mention his name. But in the sense of thing, I don't consider him a big gifter. I think he's just a genuine guy that loves to support creators and wants to see them grow.
Well, he looks like he's
Whether that's
got deep
biased or
pockets,
not,
but he's
it's
just a very smart guy with his money. He's living a really good life, but he's not like sitting here on $1 million like some people think he is. But
yeah,
also, what you don't get to know about Nacho, he's a very creative guy. He's got a crazy mind, but he's creative as hell. What you see here, this nice little overlay,
yeah.
this is
That's
Nacho. This
yeah.
is Nacho.
Shout out to
This is what
Nacho,
you miss
bro.
out. This is what you miss out on when you're too busy chasing that bag and just doing your nasty stuff. You miss out on the fact that Nacho is a very smart guy. And there's other people like that. And like, here's the thing: if these suckers are rich, that's what I'm saying. If these guys are rich, don't try to get their moment of money. Say, hey, teach me how to do what you do. How do I get smart and make more money? Because they might own businesses. They might be crypto gods. I don't know. That's what you should. How do I become long term successfully? And it's to stop chasing the damn. You're running past the dollar to try to pick up a dime. You know what I mean?
I mean, I I get it.
Yeah.
It's so like I don't care per se in the sense of like do what you got to do, but if you're trying to grow and you want to take advice, take this fucking advice. Stop being a leech. Stop being this guy that tweets at people that throw money around that you've never seen before. Well, there's a reason why you've never seen it before. It, either A, you are a leech and they see it. B, you're clout chasing, trying to make it in this world, which is horrible, in the sense of that. And C, um, you're being greedy. Stop it. Don't
Well,
do that.
okay. I'm glad you brought up Nacho because I gotta. This is what I want you guys to understand. What you do with people who give large amounts and how you chase them and stuff. This is what you do for people like me. I'm a Twitter hoe and I'm a social butterfly. I love to just talk and get to know people. I don't care about the money and all that. So Nacho, how I met Nacho before I really started interacting with Chippy a lot. I met Nacho in another small streamer's stream, and me and him used to chat in this guy's chat all the time. And this is just me and Nacho going back and forth. When I would go live, we would talk to the guy, and like this, I met Nacho. I didn't know who Nacho was, didn't really know nothing about him, but I could see he was very social. He was fun to talk to. Then I start hanging out with Chippy, and I noticed Nacho's on his leaderboard. I feel weird because I don't want people to like. Because here's the perception that I'm gonna think somebody's gonna see is Nacho is a quote unquote big gifter, and then all of a sudden I'm interjecting myself into Nacho, and now it looks like I'm coming for the money, and that's not who I am. And there's a lot of people that aren't like that, but that is the perception that you set up when these nasty folks are sitting here chasing the big supporters around like that and just trying to leech off their money. You cut off so many genuine interactions for folks because I've literally shut down any access to, again, quote unquote big gifters because I don't want to look like I'm a damn leech.
I
I hate
think
that.
that so like for me, it's super hard to even become friends with half of you. I don't know if I can trust you in the aspect that you want to be my friend, that you want to get to know me based on leaderboards. And I could turn them off, I could do this or that, but why would I do something to affect someone that supported me? Why am I gonna let that affect them? Because they're out here supporting me, no, when others aren't. You know, it's financially they want to see me grow. They want to see me exceed. They want to see great things and make content like this. You know, they want to see that. They believe in me, and I respect the hell out of that. And at the end of the day, if people are gonna gift to you, they're gonna gift to you. Whether you have great, amazing content, um, the fact that they gift to you is meaning they believe in you. Uh, and if they're not gifting to you, it's because they don't watch you, dude. Why are you tweeting at them on Twitter? If they're gonna find you, they're gonna eventually see your tweet going live, and maybe they'll check you out. But if you tag them, you ruin that opportunity
Oh
for
yeah,
yourself.
you shut that down because I
Yeah,
know a lot of them. They're like they either will block you, they'll cuss you out. I've seen that one a few times, or you just become on their shit list and they won't block you, but they keep a watch that way you don't get involved in anything that they're involved in. They'll separate themselves because 9 times out of 10, if these people made money to be able to spend it like they do, they're smart. And when that intelligence comes in, they're not going to be involved with you because they're intelligent and they're not just going to give you the money because you tagged them in a post.
yeah.
Sorry.
That's where I don't understand. Is like, do you guys think these? Or I hate saying this. Like, other people are fucking stupid or something. Like, they can see it when you tag them over 100 times, over 100 days in the same goddamn post, and literally you're just not going to get the reaction you want. Yeah, there's some of these uh, gifters that will just be like, "Oh, I feel bad for the guy," you know. But that's what they're trying to do, and like
Well,
this
you
is
get
to
that 1 out
educate.
of a 10 guy,
Yeah,
that 1 out of a 10 guy that's not familiar with the streamer space, and
yeah,
when these guys do the guilt trip and things like that, one person might fall for it, but those other 9 are smarter than hell.
yeah, and you ruin like a genuine connection that could have happened when you do these type of things. Like, I'm not trying to be hypocritical because we've all been there, done that at some point, right? It's the fact that we've realized that it is disgusting, it is ugly, and you shouldn't be doing it.
That's part
Um,
of growing, and maybe we can be a voice to stop this and try to like it's never going to go away. Like anything you don't like in this world, it's never fully going to go away. It's just this is the world we live in. People are going to come in, they're going to do things they're not going to understand. They're going to see money and they're going to chase. It's just part of it. But if we can help a majority of you out to not be that way, or at least like the people that are listening, if you see it, like I promise, I know people that's been calling it out, and you know what, call it out. Make these people, and some people are humble and they accept it, and others are going to block you. But stop, just stop. Just let these folks who want to support the way they support do it without being chased. Don't get in their DMs. Don't blow them up. Don't do all this. Stop. It's disgusting. It's toxic, and then it just shows me that you're about money, not about content creating, connections, social networking, stuff like that. You're just about the money, and that is I'm not interested in that. If you're just about money, then go get a job. I don't want to tell you.
it like, to be fair, if you are in it for the money, chase the bag, but don't chase someone else's bag. God damn.
Or don't chase the bag away
Yeah,
because there's big gifters that will disappear because they get fed up with it.
in like,
You ruin their experience with the streaming world,
when you guys are
right?
whispering, you guys are actually yelling in this space, and like, we hear it, we see it. If you guys think we don't see every goddamn tweet on the platform, you're blind. Yeah, we see it, and they see it too. If we see it, they see it. Um, if they're not interacting with you, there's a reason. Maybe they just don't know you. Maybe let it be generic. Maybe be a decent human being and stop expecting handouts. I think that's the other thing is, like, I don't necessarily think it's the gifter's fault. I think it's the people expecting things. Like, I think a good month for me in terms of anything is people pulling up to my stream. That's all I care about. The
Yes.
donations or gifts are an add-on. It helps me continue what I'm doing, and I appreciate the hell out of everyone that has helped me in my year-long journey on Kick. It has opened my eyes up to a lot of different content creation. It has helped build who I am as a person. Uh, yeah, I'm goofy, silly on stream, or degenerate on Twitter, but now I'm having the opportunity to have this podcast and express more things that I have expressed offline. I have talked to other creators about, um, and let's say gifters. I've had these conversations with them. They they appreciate me in the sense of like I acknowledge the problem. It is a problem in the kick space. I wouldn't say Twitch because before Kick, Twitch never had this issue of, from my understanding, this could be different. Because I didn't really have a uprise on Twitch at
Hmm.
all. I mean, I've
I
had,
can't speak on Twitch
yeah,
either. I don't know
I've
much
only
about it.
had like a handful of people that watch me over there, and Kick has literally changed my life. Whether you guys want to believe it or not, Kick has changed my life for the better. Um, and I'm able to work less at my day job. I'm able to do things because of you guys, and I'm hella appreciated over that. You guys are amazing human beings for that and allowing me to chase a dream that I'm trying to chase. And hopefully that leads into like Wolf coming up with me, my mods, growing successfully, keeping all that tied together with everyone.
I'm glad you said a part during your speech there is you said your biggest thing is when they pull up to chat, right?
Hmm.
Guys, just bear with me for a few seconds. We're talking about mostly Kick because I'm not involved with Twitch. I don't know much.
Yeah, we can't really testify with Twitch
I
because it's a
mod
different
I
platform.
mod for people over there, but like things happen over there just like they happen on Kick. It is what it is. But what I am gonna say is he said the most important thing is people pulling up is what matters the most. People chatting. Okay, what does that look like? How is that support? Well, that gets a streamer a community starts to grow. They get verified. They get accepted into the KCIP. They have earning potentials for just streaming, and then it's not dependent on subs. It's not, you know what I mean. It's this wonderful thing of just you giving your time and sharing some words in the stream. Boom, you're putting creators on the path to success, and that's what should be the focus right now on Kick. Getting people to the platform, getting people in chats, getting your community growing, because you do it that way, all these other things, they're bound to come. I'm not saying they will come, but they're bound to. Like if we had to sit here and gamble, there's a 75% chance you're going to get gifted subs if you grow a big community
Oh
because
yeah.
somebody's going to come there and love you. It's part of the game, right? It's like growing a business, right? You have to get everything in place to start making money. But yeah, the KCIP right there it is. And I'm not saying cheat your way into it. Don't get a bunch of people doing bullshit and then as soon as you get it, they disappear. Take your time. Look, it took Chippy a year. It could take me 10 years. I don't know. It's just the way things go in this world. Content creating is different for everybody. But yeah, that's the most important thing. That's what you should focus on, the chatters, the people, the community. Right there. You focus on that, you put your love, faith, and trust in that, and you're gonna grow and you're gonna be successful
Like
because
it's gonna happen. It's gonna
you're
happen
gonna you're
organically.
gonna get people that trust you and people you trust, and they're gonna give you real feedback when they're like, "Hey, I don't like you that you're doing that." And I think it ran some people off because I noticed when you started doing this trend or whatever, your numbers are dropping, and you'll get feedback or, "Hey, man, your sound's sounding a little rough," or like when you get into this mentality, like I'm dumb. I have a real bad habit of muting my fucking mic, and then I'll just sit there and run and talk. And thank God everybody's like, "Hey, you're not saying nothing," or "Hey, your mic's muted." Like because we're goofy and we do things, and there's things that are going to happen while you're live. But that's why you should focus on that community, the people, the chatters, all that healthy stuff right there. That's going to launch you into success. I mean, look at like he said, Mr. Beast. Look at all these bigger guys. What did they focus on? A nice, beautiful community that built them up.
And we're not saying like you're always gonna make it this way, but at least when someone does pull up, you're being genuine, and the chance of them sticking around is much higher than you not being genuine.
Hundred
Um,
percent.
I get there's
100%.
there's these breakout stars, that have overnight success, but in reality of things, that that's the 1%, and they got lucky. Um, Whether you believe it or not, half of the streamers that blow up just got lucky. Uh, there's so many examples. If there's a Reddit post that goes viral, there was what was it, a kid on Reddit that went viral for every kill he got, he would break out into like a big disco room and just like he'd celebrate every kill, and that went viral on Twitter and went viral. on Reddit. Jake Lucky posted about it. If you guys don't know him, he used to cover CS:GO news, and now he just covers like all news, kind of like Drama Alert and stuff. Uh,
Hmm.
Great guy to follow in terms of that aspect. But there's so many like examples like with these bigger streamers that had like viral tweets, or not viral tweets, but viral posts that just blew them up. Like you probably wouldn't even heard half of these guys. Uh, what's a good example? I want to say like KSI. If he never did like FIFA or anything in the beginning of the years that like blew him up, he wouldn't be where he's at right now, for one. And two, the Sidemen crew that for great example, just like the Mr. Beast, he has Sidemen, the Sidemen people, and they're all doing great. Millions of subs, or not, when I say subs, I mean subscribers on YouTube. Uh, and they're doing fantastic. And when you build up people around you and you want to see them succeed just as much as you're gonna have a great connection with the community. You're gonna have uh, financial stuff. You know, it's gonna help you financially, and you're gonna be able to continue doing what you love. And if
Again, that community, you build those people
hmm
around you, and you have all these successful folks around you. Well, they're networking and reaching out, right? So it's not just you trying to gather everybody and get new people in. You have this network of folks around you going, hey, you know what? You need to check him out. I think you'd like his content. And they start bringing people in slowly. And then it just turns into an empire. Now, is it, again, not everybody's meant to be in this space. You
yeah,
may not just be entertaining. I hate to say it that way. You may have other services to offer. You may be able to get into a community, and you might be a great person, and you might have advice. You might be awesome, but like at the end of the day, once you get on camera and start playing games or whatever it is you decide to do, you know what I mean? I might not be cut out for it, right? I'm still getting my feet dipped in the water, and I might be okay. Or you know what? I might realize that doing stuff like this is more of my niche. You know, this might be it for me. I don't know.
but at
You
least
got
you're
to experience.
trying to change.
Yeah,
You're
I'm gonna
trying.
figure out what works for me, and then if it doesn't, then hey, I tried, and we move on, and we try other things. That's the things that you should do. It's not just like, and again, there's different success stories because I don't think there's no one path in
No,
content
there's definitely
creating.
not
There
one
is no
path.
one path. There is, you might get lucky and be playing a game, and then you link up with somebody who's uberly famous, and then they appreciate you, and then they're like, hey, you know, let's connect. Like, you don't know, you might get on here, and I mean, shit, Drake went on Kick and was gifting people what was it, 100 bombs.
More than that, 100
You know,
bombs
yeah.
back to back on people
And
randomly.
he's going, and now he's looking at your streams. He puts your streams live up on his stuff, and so there was millions of people. Like, there's so many ways to get discovered. So there is no one way. There's no one right answer. It's just figuring out you, and this comes back to the branding. What is your brand? Who are you?
If you don't have anything
Um,
defining who you are as your brand, like I would suggest to fucking work on that because
I mean, I'm kind of turning into the micro farm guy.
I mean, I think
That's
it's
my
actually
brand.
great for you, you know. And Dad's Academy and his planning,
Yes, look at
I
that.
think that's a great brand for him. Whether he, if like in like, so like I've seen a lot of people break out from gaming content, which is great. You know, even I'm like stale of gaming content right now. That's why you see me doing,
Everybody plays games, man.
y-
Everybody plays games. So
yeah,
how do we change the game? You
yeah.
know?
So I've been doing a lot of gambling streams, right? And I I enjoy them. It's not like I'm addicted or anything. It's just that's what I enjoy right now.
It's
And
different. It's a
it
breakaway from
yeah,
CS:GO and stuff.
yeah, and it's a for my normal content. Yeah, I do just chatting and stuff, and I have other. I always have a new project in mind to see if it works. I always have
Mhm.
something lined up. In like I said, this podcast has been in the works for too long. It's overdue. You know, it's one of those things I probably should have started a long time ago, but it was overdue. I've had conversations to do with other people, and it's just they don't have time. They don't make time. They don't follow through with things. And it wasn't a me thing. It was a them thing. And I'm very thankful for Wolf uh, to come on here, show who he is, and express his opinions, feelings, whether you guys think it matters or not. At least he's on here. You know, at least he's trying to do his thing, and you gotta fucking respect that.
You better stop gassing me up, or I might have to kill you.
Someone needs to stroke you a little bit.
I guess so. I appreciate it. Look, and like I'm telling you, this is a passion project. I don't care if it ever makes money. I don't care what, you know what I mean. I love this. This This is what I want to see us be successful with too. Like it's to the point like my kids are not even here. I make sure that everybody's out of the house. I want this to be dedicated, just a few hour gap.
Even if you
And I
guys think
want
this is
to plan
cringe
on
as
do
hell,
yeah.
like we don't give a shit. This is for us, and we're just glad to be able to be a voice in your fucking ear. If you're listening, we're very grateful if you guys even made it this far into the video, or wherever you're listening to this at the time. I don't know if we're going to be posting these on Spotify eventually or anywhere else audio related, but the main platform we're using is YouTube for these. We might even do even live shows on Kick. We don't know. We don't know where this is going to take us, but I'm hella grateful for everything that we're accomplishing.
Hmm.
And to get back to the gifters, because we go on these tangents. We
We
just
do because we love talking and
yeah,
we have you know what I mean? I think, of course, like you said, we're new to this, so it's, we'll figure out how to write scripts out better so we can stay on topic and things like that. But this is episode 2 and we're just now doing the video camera stuff. So, well, give us a break, guys. We're trying, I promise you. And again, we encourage feedback. So a lot of the feedback, and we've changed some things in here. We got the cam now. We're trying to summarize and things like that. This is feedback from you guys. What do you want to hear? What do you want to see? What do you think we could do better? I promise you, we are two humble guys. We will listen. We will take it with a grain of salt, and we'll try to do what we can.
yep. And I think that's the biggest thing is we're trying to improve on this, just like our content, like because this is our content. We're taking any feedback that you guys want to give at us, but to summarize of like the future of this, our next episode is going to be with Wrecked on Arrival, one of
Mm-hmm.
the profound faces of the gifters, uh, noted by the site as one of the top ones. A lot of you know of him, but you guys do not know him, and I want to make that very clear, uh, to the point of you guys will get to know him on episode 3. Uh, he is
Ooh,
a great
interviews.
he is a great friend of mine. Whether he gifts to me or not, I want you guys to understand this, that he is a human being. He
Mm-hmm.
has the right respect from me, and I am very grateful to bring him on and able to do his first interview ever. Um, Even like crypto stuff that he's into. We'll go into like all these depths about his life, his upbringing, as much as he wants to share publicly. Of course,
Yes.
I will
Yes.
respect that. I do know most of it already. Wolf has no idea.
I
He's
know.
about
So this is all new for me. I'm very excited. Rec is a man of mystery. Um, I just, you know what I mean? Like, it's me. I want to get to know people and I want to, and grow and network and stuff like that. And Rex, a man of mystery. We all see him, but we don't know him. Like he said, it's a human behind that account. And I'm so very excited. I just, I like seeing people's walks of life and how it's gotten them to where they were. I was a foster kid and had horrible parents, blah blah blah, but I'm here. I've went to college. I'm a damn engineer. Like, I could have been a junkie like my family, but I'm not. And so, what's Rex walk of life? And that's what I've loved about getting to know Chippy, his walk of life, how he's gotten to where he's at, and things like that. So I'm very excited.
yes, and I want to bring a better understanding to like that whole aspect of gifters and like
His experience.
when I said everyone sees everything, and he's even seen it. And he like I've had conversations like he's asked me like why is this happening? Why are they acting like this? It's because they don't know the space. They're uneducated in the realm of
Hmm.
content creating, and it's sad, and like then you're not gonna get the genuine connection that you could have. I'm not saying you would have. You could have. It could have happened. You just won't know now. And not him per se, but like other people it's just a bad taste, guys. It literally is. And I hope we can bring a better understanding of like insights on so-called big gifters or people that support others. I can tell you one thing though. Uh, People around gifting watch people because they support them. They gift to them because they support them at the end of the day. And we're gonna have the mm, exclusive insight on Rex life. Hopefully, I honestly don't know what he wants to talk about in the sense of like him. So I'm just really excited to bring him on just because he is a close friend of mine and it's gonna be fucking dope. It's gonna give Wolf a better understanding who he is.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fun that I get to see it from a different perspective, you know.
but we're gonna end it here, guys. We want to leave you on a cliffhanger and get you guys excited for episode 3 when we do bring him on. And we do have other interviews lined up. We have the Kick Dev. We have some of my sponsors that want to come on here to talk about their brand and how building a brand would help you, or working with people how to interact with certain brands, and you don't need to clout chase, etc., etc. But we do appreciate you guys listening to episode 2 of the podcast. Again, this is my co-host, Avenge Wolf, myself, El Chippy. We'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
Peace.